faces and races. Target practice, picked up the shell cases. Trying to build cases. Niggas saying Bill Gates talking about changing. Crackers saying feel safe, then they start hanging. We need our own free state, own black nation. No more beef steak, no more inflammation. Beefs and carrot juice, but I'm bearing fruit. Should we a crew with a crew? Only a chosen few. Never been to jail, freedom still I never knew. Heaven and hell, but use control a little you. Don't at me, I ain't never had a trim Stanley. My nigga happy to pull a tool like Stanley. This ain't a novel by Tom Clancy. Like the conspiracy theories is uncanny. From William Lynch, the destruction of black families. Black Oscars, black Grammys, black Shrammy,
Let's fucking go. It's crazy. I heard that track, the name of it, Exit Plan.
Yeah.
And like in my mind, I'm just like, nah, we're starting with that shit. That's the intro plan now. And I even saw in your face, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Nah, when I heard you play it, I'm like, okay, you playing out that record.
Like, let's fucking go. I mean, shit, we out here, right? We out here. Everybody, welcome to Emano Talk. It's your host and your boy, Daniel Emano, the one, the only. And I am here with the one, the only, the lyrical miracle, the truth and the answer. My boy J Nix, Ride Low, man. How you doing, bro?
Man, what it do, man? Thank you for having me, man. For real.
Nah, you already know, man. And we got the one, the only Gutta.
Yeah.
He gonna pick up a mic when he feels like it because we know he got something to say. He a wrestling fan. He always trying to cut promos and talk his shit too.
The super villain.
Yo, but this is part 2.
Yeah,
right.
Part 2.
And a lot of people underestimate that the sequels are usually better than the original.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was just having a conversation about like what movies are the sequel is better than the first one.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess we could kind of say Back to the Future. I don't know.
Back to the Future might be one.
Yeah.
That might be. I might take that in. I haven't watched them in a little minute, like probably like 5-6 years.
I
or
just
something
was
like
watching the second one. The second one's really good. The first one's cool, but the second one got like
the second one had that swag to it.
Yeah, it's got more detail.
Because that's the one like where he was like really on the like hoverboards and all that, right?
He was on the hoverboard, like he was going from the future to the past to
the Air Mags.
Yeah,
the Air Mags came from Back to the Future too. So yeah, it kind of has that staple to it.
Then
Damn.
they had like the Marlins winning the World Series, I think, or the Cubs. Somebody like that was winning the World Series in there. That was like they predicted that shit or some shit like that.
On the year?
Yeah, on the year.
I gotta check that. Yeah, I gotta check that, man.
It's crazy looking at movies like that because they'll be like in 2010 and they're it's swear that we supposed to have flying cars and shit like that. And we're in 2021 and we ain't even got that shit.
Right, we in 2021 now too. It's crazy to think, man. It's only been it's the 7th today, so we're 7 days into 2021. So much shit has happened. This shit's been wild, but we out here, man. Emano Talk. Ride Low, man.
Yes.
A lot has happened in 2020. You came here at about the top of 2020. You were one of like my first like live stream guests.
Word.
Right, and now you're technically like the first guest of season 4 of 2021.
Right.
So let's talk about 2020 real quick. We gotta go a little bit back in time. So that track was Exit Plan. If y'all haven't heard that shit, it's on the Project Escape. Y'all gotta go stream it. Stop fucking around. Like go stream that shit. It's fire. We're gonna get into that, but you dropped 2 projects. But let's start with the first one. You dropped Escape first, right?
Yeah, I dropped Escape.
Okay, so let's talk about Escape because I remember the last time you were here, you were kind of like working on a new project, but you weren't too certain on it. You had premiered this single, which I don't even think it ended up being on either of these projects. It was like a harder hitting track. I think you said it was called Ride Low, man, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah. No,
right, and a little bit switched up at that point, but we got Escape, and honestly, like when I heard Escape, I was like, I got no issues with this. This has actually been really good.
Yeah.
Talk to me. What went into Escape, like from the name to the tracks in it and everything?
I think the time that we started working on it, it was kind of like it was right after like George Floyd. You know what I mean? And I think that just the climate of where society was, where we were at in 2020, from the pandemic to just the struggle for social justice, in America, and just everything that was happening at the time. I just wanted to kind of, I make my music kind of from what I feel. So I felt the way about it, and I kind of just wanted to put that into the music. And we just started building, you know what I mean? And before you know it, and I called it Escape because that's what the music is. That's, at the end of the day, that's what we're all looking for. We're looking for a way to escape out of this, whether it be the reality of certain things, whether it be just the situations that we placed in, or we're all looking for that escape. And music is my escape in a lot of ways. So that's why I titled it that, you know what I mean? I thought it was real fitting for the time and everything we was at.
Absolutely. And you know, like especially after a day like yesterday,
Yeah,
you know,
nah,
like you
for
listen
sure.
to a track like Escape Plan, or I'm sorry, Exit Plan,
Yeah.
right? And like just to pull up like a couple of the lyrics real quick, because I do love the fact that you put your lyrics on like
Yeah.
Apple Music and places like that.
Right,
I think
right.
that's so huge because like for someone like me, it's hard for me to like know and hear and
Right.
understand lyrics like when I'm just listening to it. Like sometimes I actually have to like see them to like fully like
right.
understand it, right? And like you open it with Stone Cold Faces a Racist, Target Practice, Pick Up the Shell Cases, right?
Right.
Like this is already like off the bat like what obviously a lot of Black Americans, minorities overall at
Right,
this point
right.
are fighting for, is like trying to get this equality. And then you see
Right.
like a day like yesterday.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
how do you feel like, as an artist especially, how do you feel like watching days like yesterday and like
mean-
hearing songs like this?
I mean, that's that's what we do it for. Like we kind of already knew or saw the capability of something like that happening. You know what I mean? Kind of even just that double standard, so to speak. You know what I mean? That was taking place where you have literally people that didn't come to really protest, people that came to like start shit, make noise,
There was a dude there to film a music video. Literally, there was a guy in there filming a music video. Like,
Yeah,
didn't even
man.
care about the riot. He was just like, you know what, I
Yeah.
could go in there and I could make a music video.
But this was all like a planned, kind of executed attack, basically. You know what I mean? And just the response that you see from the same people that were, killing my people for just stopping at a traffic stop, going for their wallet. A kid with a toy that could, maybe looked like
Selling
a gun,
cigarettes,
selling
like all
cigarettes,
this shit.
exactly, a bounce check, anything, what I
Yeah.
mean? Like literally just sleeping in your bed, and then somebody comes, knocks, kicks in your door and just starts shooting at you. Here you have people that are armed, ready to attack, and they have a planned attack, and they're just, everybody just gets out of the way. It was upsetting, honestly. You know what I mean? Like to see shit like that. And a lot of times social media is our gateway for us to, we kind of have to laugh through the pain. We have to kind of make a joke about it, to
A meme.
a meme or something, to escape the reality of like, damn, this shit is really happening. They're literally, when there's a traffic stop, as a Black man, you're just like, man, if I'm just trying to reach for my wallet or my ID, or if you don't know, it's Russian roulette, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it all depends who's the person you
right.
interacting with at that point.
But here you have, people that they had, like I said, they're armed. They're coming in there with guns. They're going up to police. This is the CIA, Secret Service, all these, high level motherfuckers in there. And it's just like, all right, cool, let them do what they want to do. When people are peacefully protesting, they're coming with, riot gear and, tear gas and all of these.
And there was none of that yesterday.
None of that. It was none of that. It was just, letting people do whatever the fuck they wanted to do, basically. And if anything, that was just more of a glimpse of, it's a new year, but it's the same America.
Yep. It's crazy. And like, it's like watching it even like from my standpoint, right? Because like, like people look at me, I'm white, obviously, right? And then like they see me and it's like, you wonder like, what is his opinion on it kind of situation, right? Or like, why does his opinion matter? It kind of like is like one or the two. And I feel like for me, it's like I always try to understand it from both perspectives, but it's like when you try to think of it now, like from, the side that caused yesterday, like where are we? Like for real, like this is insanity, because it's like you said, when the peaceful protests happen, why is it that people have to come out of there and they're completely like wrecked out of the day? Like people are coming out of there dead. Hundreds are getting arrested. Like I have a friend personally that's gotten tear gassed over 30 times. Like that's the craziest shit. Like they try to attend as many of these rallies as they can and they get tear gassed over 30 times. And these people are stealing mail off of Nancy Pelosi's desk, like just walking away. Like
exactly.
And for you, like as an artist, right? Because obviously you're willing to speak up about it. What do you think you had to weigh out and understand, like for you to realize, like my voice, like whether it's small or as big as it gets, like it still matters, like for me to like say how I feel.
Well, I think it's just understanding that like one man can't change the world, one person can't change the world. It takes a collective of people. So if I speak on something, and even if it's a bunch of people listen to it or just a couple of people listening to it, it's going to spark something in them. At least they know like, yo, we're in this together. Even what you were saying before, like about whether you feeling like your opinion matters, it matters because what's wrong is wrong, and like something being right or wrong has less to do with the color somebody is. And
I was about to say that
just,
right or wrong became white or black.
Yeah, it's like it's more of a human thing. You know what I mean? Like, would you want this to happen to another human? Like, you know, another human life to go through this, to be, you know, ridiculed, put under all of this scrutiny, be attacked, be, you know, so violently for trying to be so peaceful. That's just a, you know, as a human, that's wrong.
Yeah.
So it goes beyond just, you know, the color, because to be honest, color is very surface level, you know, and that's really what we're trying to get across in a lot of ways. Is like because somebody's black, that doesn't mean that they're this or that. Just because somebody's white doesn't mean that they're this or that. You know what I'm saying? It really boils down to what kind of person you are and who you are. And I think that that's where we need to get that more of that understanding, or we've been trying to get that understanding as a whole, as a people, for, you know, hundreds of years, thousands of years, however you want to put it. You know, it's been a struggle for that. But I think just it's human nature to find difference. I think it's human nature to find conflict, you know, in some kind of way. And that's,
I mean, shine a light on it.
Yeah, and shine a light on it. Exactly. So as an artist, you know, you making music about what you feel, what you're going through, what you're seeing, what you're hearing. So if that's what I'm seeing, that's what I'm feeling, that's what I'm hearing, I'm gonna write about it. I'm gonna make music about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's go into this next track real quick, because we gotta, bro. I gotta tell you, it was difficult for me to actually like choose out your tracks, because, like, aside from like you and me personally being cool, you know, like at this point, because we've talked to each other multiple times, we've connected a few times at this point. Like for me, it's like your music is actually like of such substance that like I thoroughly enjoy it, right? So like I'm listening to these two projects, I'm like, fuck, which one am I gonna pick? Like I have no idea at this point. But this next track right here is actually called "Kids Are Sleeping," so y'all tune on in. This "Kids Are Sleeping" by Jay Nix.
Shout out to Camouflage Don. Politicians coming out the chin cheeky, Kel-Tec swinging, hanging out the dashiki. Suppression make it squeaky. Don't blame me, y'all made murder so easy. They showed me on the TV. Desensitized as I hand sanitize, and real niggas never seem to win by landslides. To me, 100 P's is a fucking grand prize. In the pool with two queens who can't get 10 lines. I'm really just a nigga with a little airtime and no spare time. Put the shit in motion, ain't no fucking rewind. Are you fucking behind? You already failed this class like 3 times. Niggas better wise up, it's a special occasion and mama cooking pies up. Watch the dough rise up, G.O.V. Trying to act like they despise us, just to realize the whole time they designed us. 400 years of crafting, look what happened. A whole lot of seniors dying to be underclassmen. Never be free, too scared of advancing. And niggas like me, leave them red like a caption.
Yeah. See, to solidify my choices, right? So once again, that was "Kids Are Sleeping" by Jay Nix. That's also off of Escape. That was the first project he dropped in 2020. Yes. All right, we still are yet to talk about before the encore, but we're about to get there. But damn, like I feel like that was a true statement track. And I had to ask you, I was like, yo, like if you had to choose, you know, this number of tracks, like for me to like talk with you about, like which ones to you like are like something you would want to like shed light on. Yeah. And I think that was the second one you put on the list, which I was surprised about, because like that's not one you ever like put out like as a single, like a video, or like ever like, you know, just like put up to be like, this is the track y'all got to hear right now.
We actually had an idea of what we were gonna do with Escape, visually for something with that, and then like a few other videos. I'm probably gonna still do that concept. It's just gonna probably come out a little bit later because it's gonna take a lot more just time to do. But that was like a record that when that project came out, everybody kind of like was fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? Like hit me with that, like, yo, Kids Are Sleeping. Like that's the one. So that was, you know, my favorite track on the album though was Sunny Listening Flow though. Yeah. I didn't say nothing about that, but Sunny Listening Flow is my favorite.
Like I love Sunny Listening Flow, but I feel like it's your favorite maybe because you had fun on it.
Yeah, I did.
You know, it seems like one of those tracks like you just floated on the track, or like Sunny Listen. You know, like Sunny Listen would float and knock a motherfucker out real quick.
It was like a fun record, but Kids Are Sleeping, like you said, it was one of them statement records, and I think just the production and everything, it spoke to me. It just was, you know, it was gritty. It was, you know, it was grimy. It was something I was like, yo, I can really just do my thing on there, like fuck a hook, all of that. Just you know, just come with really I don't even want to say bars, but because it was more of a statement. I was really just trying to just get off of my chest what I was feeling.
What I was gonna say, all right, so you just summed it up perfectly, because I was gonna say it seems like Escape was like when all of this was fresh on your mind, and you're just pissed off at this point because it's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this is your emotional reaction to it.
Absolutely.
That's why I feel like it was grittier. And then when you look at Before the Encore, that was more cleaned up. Like I have gotten to process my thoughts on these situations and my life experiences through them.
Right.
That's what I really love about the two separate projects. And like I said, we're gonna get to Before the Encore, but we still got we still got a little more to talk about with this, right? So when it came to like Encore, like, did you like feel that was pretty much what it was? Like, just like, you know, I got to react. I got something I got to say right now.
Yeah, when Escape, you know, because I feel like we made that shit in like 2 weeks. Yeah. Like,
one thing actually I also meant to say, sorry to cut you off, but one thing I actually also meant to say too, Escape gave me like Good Kid, Mad City kind of vibes.
Okay.
Like, but Miami form, like, because you brought it to South Florida, obviously. Like, you have that very like Florida vibe about you.
Right.
Like, even though a lot of people would say like, you know, like Florida sound is like more of a club sound. Like, no, there's another side of Florida that you also reach.
Right.
So like, do you feel like, you know, like it kind of has those vibes? Like, because like with Good Kid, Mad City, like it could be like a short film.
Right.
Like that was the idea of it too. And like when I hear Escape, like how you said like this is a statement track and this is a track that hits, it's because like it's like a perfect like filler track, right? It's like a good peanut butter to the two sides, you know, with the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like it's a good filler there.
It's funny you say about the short film, because that's what like we're gonna like turn Escape into. Like Escape is gonna be a short film, but you know, at the time, I kind of initially, right after I finished Escape, I started working on Before the Encore. So I kind of really didn't have that time to give the attention to the short film the way I would want to. But that's definitely something that's gonna come out. I feel like in the future, just with that project, that the better detail what it's about and how it feels, you know, because when you look at the first song, Cherry Pie, you know, it's speaking from, you know, kind of almost, I don't want to say an apologetic place, but a sympathetic place. You know, I start the album off like why you doing this to me kind of type situation. Like, you know, I'm just a person. And then you have Exit Plan to end it, you know, it's much more confidence. It's much more like, it's much more like, yo, fuck that. You know what I mean?
Because the intro's like, you know, like I'm the victim right now. Like my people are suffering like at this point. And then the end of it is like, all right, if you're not going to help me make a change about this, I'm about to make my own change. Here's my exit plan.
Exactly, for sure.
I fuck with that, man. And it kind of bridges perfectly toward Before the Encore, because Before the Encore is just like so polished and like, it's like I said, you culminated your thoughts together. You really got to form them and put them onto the track, and like you could see where, you know, like there's the one side of like how people can react versus like if you give a person a moment to actually like clarify how they feel and properly explain it to you, it could go a long way. I feel like even me myself, like that's something I feel like I personally have worked on for the last like 4 or 5 years. And I feel like now I'm finally starting to understand how to properly do that. Like I feel like I've never had a better relationship, for example, like one with my girlfriend, and then two, like even with my own mother, like we've been able to communicate on such a way to where she doesn't see me like just as a boy no more. Like now it finally feels like, all right, like this is actually a man. Like,
for sure.
Do you feel like that's kind of like what you finally got to like do for yourself and establish for yourself? Because like when you listen to like older projects of yours, like, you know, it's rap, you know, but I feel like these two projects you actually put like so much structure into, so much effort, and like I feel like these could have been albums easily. Right.
Well, I mean, even my like in comparison to my older stuff, like I would even say starting from Audio Mono, honestly, like I'm a completely different J Nix from, you know, starting from that point in comparison to all of my older music. You know what I mean? I kind of compare it to, you know, I compare a lot of shit to sports, you know what I'm saying? Like basketball, football, shit like that. So it's almost like being good at basketball and not going to practice and doing that shit. Like when I was rapping before, like I kind of always was told I was good at rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't one of those people that, you know, kept trying to do it and people were like, nah, you're not good. Like ever since I started to rap, people were like, yo, this shit's dope. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of, you know, I love doing it. So it was just like, yeah, I'm just rapping at first. You know, I didn't have an intent. But when I made Audio Mono, Escape, you know, Before the Encore, like this version of myself, you know, for one, I'm much more mature, but I got an intent with when I'm after. Like, there's a certain, you know, like you said, it's more polished, there's more clarity, you know, all of those different things, because I grew as a person, you know what I mean? I grew overall as a human. you know, artist is just one of the hats I wear. So I think when I was working on myself, everything, my rapping got better. You know, I got more precise, and even with Escape, I think it feels that you feel like that emotional roller coaster, because that's what we all were going through at that time. You know, like I said, it was pandemic. There was, you know, all of these different police shootings, and you know, you got the president at the time just saying all type of crazy shit that, like, we were just reacting. Like, we were all feeling like, damn, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? So I wanted to kind of embody that the best way I can by just staying true to my own emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me not bottle anything in. Let me just let it out. Let me just, you know, get it out. And I'm glad people, you know, was able to catch that from the project and shit.
Yeah, and I think you're really, like, it was just like picture perfect in that sense. But let's get on into Before the Encore real quick, because we definitely got a lot more to play. But this first track I'm gonna play is First Degree, so y'all tune on in. This is First Degree by J Nix off of Before the Encore.
Murder in the first degree, chopper do the surgery, water whip the pot, make a lot, get the currency, water whip the pot, make a lot, get the currency, murder in the first degree, chopper do the surgery, water whip the pot, make a lot, get the currency, water whip the pot, make a lot, get the currency. My road to riches was no Christmas, now we have to go Lazarus, it's so expensive, the whole family's religious, no pot to pissing from the trenches to designer lenses, bitches in them Benzes, gave my dick a proper cleansing, the Glock is condescending, jump shots been disappearing, classic cars with power steering, hoes stopping staring, I'm on my shit with a toolkit like I'm repairing, and get to singing like it's Bob McFerrin, bitch let's get it, pardon my French from the stench, you can't mind your business, my value is intrinsic, no wits and no forensics, around my way, niggas keep more K's than bitches, and the yay, gotta wait, only seen in fitness, murder in the first degree, chopper do the surgery, water whip the pot, make a lot, get the currency, water whip the pot, make a lot, get the currency, murder in the first degree, chopper do the surgery, water whip the pot, make a lot, get the currency.
We're gonna give them two. All right, so this next track right here is also off Before the Encore. Honestly, this one might be my favorite track. Here we are. Here we are. Oh no, it just shuffled on me. There we are. All right, this next track is called Love is Love by J Nix.
To the top, all I needed was a shot. I started, but I had to stop. Cause my heart can only take so much. The pain became my only crutch. Love is love and such and such. From the bottom to the top, all I needed was a shot. I started, but I had to stop. Cause my heart can only take so much. The pain became my only crutch. Love is love and such and such. I used to copy bars from Face Mob and B.I.G. Fuck a prom, we hit South Beach with no ID. I went to college, but all I did was fuck hoes and rap about it. Spent my tuition on my fucking closet. No profit, no logic, no more direction. Found myself in situations so unexpected. Never thought I'd be that nigga. Wanna snatch your necklace, root of all evil. God, please, I need your blessing. I need your knowledge. Light my path so I can get up out it. Walls closing in and niggas dying. And I ain't wanna leave my mama crying. The same way I see his mama crying. Death coming threes, the mag holds 16. No enemies, but money turn niggas green. No Dr. King, but every night I had a dream. That I would plant the seed and finally change my family tree. From the bottom to the top, all I needed was a shot. I started, but I had to stop. Cause my heart can only take so much. The pain became my only crutch. Love is love and such and such. From the bottom to the top, all I needed was a shot. I started,
but I had to stop. Yeah. Cause my heart could only take so much. The pain became my only crutch. Love is such and such.
Woo. And there's so much more to that track.
Yeah, man.
I love that track because that's probably the most full track between both projects, if I'm being real.
Yeah,
both time-wise and like with everything you put in there. Like the first verse alone, like you could have made that like a 1 minute and 20-second track, and like that still would have been a fucking banger.
Word.
Like, but I love it because honestly, like I feel like you were at your most vulnerable at that track.
Yeah.
Like you literally said, like, you know, when you were younger, you were copying lyrics. Like a lot of artists will never admit that kind of shit. Because if we're being real, I feel like at one point, everybody who was a creative, they tried to copy somebody like when they kind of first started to an extent.
Yeah, you gotta kind of like, you know, I think for a rapper especially, you know, you kind of gotta look at somebody, especially when you're younger. When I first started rapping, I was like a kid, you know? Like I was like, you know, 12, 13 or something like that. So
especially at that age.
Yeah,
then.
you know, you're looking at somebody and you're like, oh shit. You know, I remember at one time I was like freestyling and I was like using like fucking one of these 8-ball verses. I just went into the cypher, just spit that shit that I knew from off the top of my head. Like people were like, yo, that shit sound crazy. I'm like, yeah.
I had a friend who did that with the Gucci Man verse once, and nobody at the lunch table like knew he was about to rap. Like he just went up to like a table of football players. You know how like the football players in schools down here, like they always be freestyling.
Yeah.
And he obviously is not like, he doesn't look anything like a football player. He just runs up to him, he starts spinning a Gucci Man verse. Everybody's like, wait, what the fuck? And then the whole table goes crazy. So like, I mean, when you even look at it at like such a young age, it's like, you know, like not even saying it fully like this, but like, what have you truly like gone through to like really you know, create a true story to an extent, you know, like there's probably things you've gone through, but nothing that you could like be like, all right, I got, you know, a hook, you know, verse, hook, verse, like kind of situation.
I mean, you're copying something from like a professional at that point. So it's, you know, I feel like that kind of helped me, you know, start modeling how, you know, how I'm gonna rap, how I'm gonna make my, you know, my verses and shit. Same with like back to sports, man. Like you're a basketball player, football player, you looking up to somebody that you want to be like, or like trying to approach take that approach to the game with it. So you gotta have that, you know, you gotta have someone that you kind of looking up to in a sense. And B.I.G. 8-Ball, I was always a big dude, so on the big dudes, I was like, they got the strong voice. I like, that's how I want to come, you know what I mean?
Of course.
So yeah, I copied them.
Because like for me, like I always felt like, how would I look like trying to mimic someone's voice, like Rick Ross or someone like that, for instance. Like, you know, like me, like I got a little bit more of a lighter voice. Like I got to make it work. Like Gutter probably feels the same way, man. He made it work. He actually had an appearance on Escape, right? Yeah. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit too. But like, you know, like you kind of learn to embody like where you are. It's kind of like how you're saying, like even with sports, like you look at a sports team, right? Like a lot of people don't give credit to like certain positions, like play like offensive linemen, for example, right? Like Derrick Henry just, you know, led the league in yardage, and none of his offensive linemen were Pro Bowlers. Wow. You know, and it's like what really determines that at that point, if that whole squad right there, you know, all 5 or 6 of them, or however many it is holding up their end of the bargain. They got the leading rusher behind them.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I mean, you see that now, I think, more in this game of football, like in comparison to, because I remember when I was a Jit, I would always see like, what's that dude that played for Denver? Mark Schlereth?
Oh, Schlereth?
Schlereth, yeah. I used to see his face all the time on shit, like, you know what I'm saying, when I was a kid. And he was an old lineman. I feel like they used to talk about old linemen a lot, you know, but everything, you know, those are not the glamorous positions, I guess you could say. You know, the glamorous position is the quarterback, receiver. It's not even so much the running back no more. You know, people want to see the receivers. And
some of these offensive linemen be the highest paid people in all the sports.
Because if you need an O-line, like if you got a good O-lineman, they're hard to come by, so you got to pay him. You know what I mean? Like they make top dollar when you're a good O-lineman. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard position to play. So
yeah. And how do you feel like for yourself, like within at least like the underground scene, then I guess speaking, you know, like I feel like you were always somebody that just like kind of embodied that fact, like, you know, play your part. Like something that like a lot of people don't know about you, right? Is that now you're technically how do I say it? Not a commentator, but like what did you do recently, like with Anonymous? You narrated. You were a narrator.
Narrator,
right?
Yeah.
So with like that being said, right? Like I feel like a lot of people, right, they don't like hear that. Like I was watching the speedboat video not too long ago, right? And you even narrated on Curry's video.
Yeah, I did.
So like for me, like
song,
when I'm hearing that, I'm like, damn, I was like, you never hear like Nick's talking about that or like posting about it or like being like, yo, like, you know, my voice is in here, like it's Jay Nix on here, like,
right.
Bro, a lot of people listen to Denzel Curry, obviously, right? And you're humble about it. Like I feel like that's like something like from your past that like you take to now. Like even though you said like you're a different Jay Nix now than you were back then. How is it important to you to like look back on like your lessons then and realize like everything I did back then is attributing to like what my success is culminating to now?
Right. Well, I feel like,
well, not culminating, but getting to.
I mean, well, back then, especially, you know, it was a lot of, you know, pioneering going on of just to be real, you know. I remember specifically back then kind of talking about like, yo, where I'm going to perform, like, yo, you know, I don't make songs that could be played in the strip club, like, you know, like how are we going to get this shit out, but just still just kind of putting shit out. And it started to, you didn't think there was other people in South Florida especially like that, and then you start putting music, you got something for people to kind of come together on. People can start saying like, oh shit, damn, this from the crib, like damn, he on this, and it kind of could come together. But me just personally, I kind of felt like I maybe always kind of stayed, I guess, humble. But even like the Ride Low man, like it just come from how I grew up. I grew up around a lot of different cats that it wasn't about being the dude in front. It was about just handling your business and just you handling your business, and that's it.
Just developing structure for yourself.
Just develop structure, and you know, kind of calling shots from behind the scenes in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So it was never about being like at the forefront or being the star or whatever. I never looked at it in that sense. I just wanted to do some shit that was dope. You know what I mean? That was hard, that people was gonna like. And if that garnered success, yeah. But at the end of the day, like, is it good or not? I think when it boils down to kind of being the super whatever guy, the main attraction, so to speak, that comes with certain shit too. You know what I mean? Like people want you to be controversial. People want you to be, all in their face and doing that shit all the time. And that's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of I look at it like, yo, I play my role. You know what I'm saying? I do what fits me. You know what I mean? Because if I ain't being me, then what the fuck I'm doing? You know?
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, you just being you has taken you so far as it is, because even to like just narrate those kinds of like, artist kinds of videos, projects, all that stuff, like that's still huge. Like these are people who are making these waves, and it's like that opens doors for you and, other opportunities. Like a lot of people underestimate a lot of these behind the scenes, positions that people can also play. And like, it's cool to see you be so multifaceted, because like, when I heard you like narrating these, situations, I'm just like, damn, I was like, if I ever come across like making a video or some shit and I need a narrator, I know who to call now, because it would never occur in my mind that you would probably be open to the idea, because a lot of artists, if you were to be like, yo, let's collab, and then you're like, all right, but I want you to narrate something. Yeah. A lot of people might feel some type of way about that.
Yeah, I think, it really just depends on who the artist is, and like the artist in particular, like, like Denzel, that's the homie, what I'm saying, known him for long time. Anonymous as well, what I'm saying, that's fam too. GPC, I did something for GPC, I did something for Plus Giving, shout out to Plus.
Shout out all of them, man.
Yeah, shout out to
everybody
all of them,
you just said, man. Shout out everybody.
So, and all of them are, people actually have real relationships with. So when you approach like that with something, it ain't, I never looked at it like, oh, you don't want me to rap or nothing like that. I look at it like, shit, hell yeah, I'm down. I want to voice a cartoon one day. Yeah, VOs.
Well, I mean, look at like what Tyler the Creator did with like Adult Swim. This man got his own show out of it, and that a lot of people don't realize how successful this man really is. Yeah, like sure. Tyler the Creator is probably one of the the most successful rappers out right now, and like it's because he's willing to just be like, you know what, I will try this, I will try that, and like he's gotten multiple TV shows, his own cartoon on Adult Swim, and he's doing great.
I would love to do that, something like that one day. That's one of my kind of, I guess, dreams, is to like voice a character or a cartoon or something like that.
Yeah.
And that was, I looked at that as my way in, as far as like narrating, starting just narrating for the homies and shit like that. But people actually saw all of these different things that I narrated, and they really liked it. They're like, damn, who is that? Like, who is that talking, or whatever the case may be. So And there's more opportunities for that kind of in the future too. I've been kind of seeing a lot of people have been hitting me up about doing certain shit like that, like doing more narrations and things. And like I said, I want to get to that point where narrating a cartoon, some on Adult Swim. You know what I mean?
Y'all heard it here first. When you hear that voice on like Cartoon Network or Adult Swim one day, y'all know where you heard it here first, man.
It's coming.
That's dope, man. Because like the thing that caught me was that like like I'm at my homeboys, I'm smoking, I'm chilling. And they put on the video, like, and I'm always listening to music off of like Apple Music. I really don't go on like YouTube to like put on a playlist and let it play. I'll go and watch a video like when it comes out, but that's usually about it. Yeah. So the Speedboat video came out I think it was like a year or two ago at this point.
Was it?
It's been a minute, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember. It might have been like 2019 for sure.
Yeah, but the thing that caught me was that I heard your voice. I was like, damn, that sounds like Jay Nix. And I turned around and the guy on the video is not you at all. I was like, wait, that's not Jay Nix. I was like, but the voice. I was like, I know for sure that's Nix, man.
Right. That's funny.
Hey, but let's get them on the music real quick because, we still got more to play. But this next track is off of Escape. This one right here is called For the Ages. Y'all tune in. This is Emano Talk. For the Ages by Jay Nix.
Let my words turn to tears on the pages. Let the crowd scream and cheer from the stages. Let us pose as they stare in amazement. It is clear this is one for the ages. Let my words turn to tears on the pages. Let the crowd scream and cheer from the stages. Let us pose as they stare in amazement. It is clear this is one for the ages. My story not told and is yet not finished. I own all my own shit, a realer percentage. Took you long enough, but fuck it, handle your business. Besides, where I'm going ain't none of your business. Ain't no love, I ain't losing at tennis. In your mouth like a dentist, cause I'm really a menace. With a bomb and a Mac, nigga still couldn't kill it. Say it with your chest and I still don't feel it. I'm taking all bets, I ain't breaking one sweat. The vote's been rigged and I'm looking for a gig with the SIG by my side like a fucking armrest. And as for them pigs, he got his. And before we take that spin, we take a swig of that hen, not that gin. For the win, will this battle ever end? I didn't start it, but it's how it's gon' fin. When it's fin, right? Let my words turn to tears on the pages. Let the crowd scream and cheer from the stages. Let us pose as they stare in amazement. It is clear this is one for the ages. Let my words turn to tears on the pages. Let the crowd scream and cheer from the stages. Let us pose as they stare in amazement. It is clear this is one for the ages. Am I Afrocentric or sadistic? Am I black gifted or misogynistic? Fighting my own demons, I can't tell. Sometimes I'm trying to change my mind, I'm trying to change your life. Yeah, you heard me right. Big brother got plans for the black man plight. We need free thinkers and speakers alike. They can't kill us all if we willing to fight. Ideas can't be killed and dreams never die. Don't mean to be anti, but really just damn tired and sick of the bullshit, the killing and damn lies. It's about damn time niggas wake up. Hey, let my words turn to tears on the pages. Let the crowd scream and cheer from the stages.
I had to let that second verse ride. That was another one that you had picked out.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, I wasn't about to put that on there. Because I was trying to find this certain number and stuff. But like when you said to add it, it was literally like the last one I kind of just squeezed in there. Now, I kind of want to talk about the chorus real quick. Because I like the chorus a lot, right? But it's how the chorus ultimately culminates, right? You say let my words turn to tears on the pages. Let the crowd scream and cheer from the stages. Let us pose as they stare in amazement. It is clear this is one for the ages. What does that mean to you? Why did you specifically say those kinds of scenarios?
Well, it was coming from it was kind of talking as how, especially with escaping bodies, as being black and having such an artistic, gift that you're giving to the world, and not just me, but in general, and how it's kind of almost saying how we gotta laugh through the pain, let my words turn to tears on the page. Let me write this song, but these really just my pain that I'm writing down. You know what I'm saying? Let the crowd scream and cheer, as in yeah, I can still be shot easily at a traffic stop, but I could also be the one that's on the stage and everybody's, looking to it like, damn, in amazement too. You know what I mean? And as far as like clear for this is one for the ages, it's referring to this year, referring to 2020. Like this is one that people are going to talk about.
It's a turning point in history.
Turning point in history. Yeah. Exactly. So that's really what that song was about. But
yeah, he did snap.
And that last verse was me taking the time to reflect on myself, which is what I like to do. I kind of like to show the duality of who I am as a person, and I feel like that's relatable for everybody, as in like, am I black gifted or misogynistic?
I was just about to say, like, looking at those questions, right? Am I Afrocentric or sadistic? Am I black gifted or misogynistic? Like, these are huge questions to be asking yourself. Like, a lot of people definitely, and especially, now once again, talking about African Americans as a whole, right?
Yeah.
Like, you wonder, like, when this cultural shift is happening at this point, both, culturally, politically, all that,
right?
Like, are these questions people are kind of asking themselves along these lines? Like, am I kind of like setting the example that needs to be set to make sure like we can grow together?
Right. It's, it's like that same, like you said, that same, and even from another stance, somebody else asking it, like, am I Afrocentric or sadistic? Like, what's the line between being someone that's just into their culture and everything like that, but then, also being kind of looked at as this black militant person that just wants to kill everybody and has all this anger. What's the line? What's the in between? And that's why I asked to pick that song. That's one of my favorite records on the Escape. Like,
because you actually felt like you were speaking for not just yourself, but for everybody on your side in this situation.
Yeah, for sure.
And you even say like we need free thinkers and speakers alike. Like, and that's ultimately like what you were just like alluding to.
Yeah,
it's like the idea that it's like like, well, am I being a free thinker right now and actually trying to understand, grasp, and grow from this situation, or am I just one of these people speaking out of emotion and really not doing what I need to do to uphold my part? Because even being willing to have this kind of conversation right now is like, this is huge, especially after a day like yesterday.
Right.
And like, I think after I heard the song, after you told me like this is a track you choose, you would choose, it clicked in my mind why you did, because it really hits home. Like, I hate to keep hitting, the nail, but after a day like yesterday, man, like, ultimately, like, it's just crazy.
Sure. I mean, yesterday was like, I never seen no shit like that before.
Hell no, I don't think none of us. They said the last time somebody stormed the Capitol like that was in 1812.
Like,
over 200 years ago.
Yeah, it's like the fuck,
right?
Know what I mean, and for something like that to be so planned, and especially after everything that happened in 2020 with so many black lives that were just lost senselessly by the police and people that were acting like the police on their own behalf. And for doing nothing, for jogging, for, like I said, sleeping in bed, doing some of the most non-threatening things possible, being killed, to turn around and have people literally with guns in their hands,
running directly at the cops.
Exactly, running directly at them, and they like turning around and be like, all right, I'm not gonna shoot them, I'm not gonna do anything. It's like, it was a smack in the face. It was a smack in the face, honestly, it was.
Yeah, it was a huge wake-up call. Hopefully people are starting to see it. But let's turn up to another record real quick. All right, we're gonna kind of lighten up the mood with this one, but I do like this track still. But this next track is also off of Escape. It's called 3 a.m. So y'all tune on in.
I know.
It's 3 a.m. crackers on my ass. Hey, I don't hit the brake, I hit the gas. Hey, you should take a break, you looking gas. Hey, let me take a break and hit the gas. Hey, 3 a.m. crackers on my ass. Hey, I don't hit the brake, I hit the gas. Hey, you should take a break, you looking gas. Hey, let me take a break and hit the gas. Hey, 3 a.m. crackers on my ass. Been a low-key nigga from a lot. Little plugged in nigga from the past. Nigga got me, I ain't gotta ask. Burn a blunt of OG with my dad. Got some old 3 niggas on my back. With some OT niggas I connect. Lil Woski put me on the track. Got some old school niggas all set. Hey, 3 young crackers on my ass. Hey, I don't hit the brake, I hit the gas. Hey, You should take a break, you looking gas. Hey, 3 young crackers on my ass. Hey.
Yeah, that was a fun record.
Yeah, that was a great record as well. I thought that was like something just to show a little more versatility that you got.
It was.
Because that's a little out your box, you know, out your comfort zone.
Well, it's the thing is, man, I could do so much shit, man, musically. Like, it's not really out my comfort zone. It's like when I first started rapping, I was rapping over nothing, but I wasn't rapping over like Jay Dilla and stuff, even though I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? When I first started rapping and freestyling and shit, like I was rapping like the fucking Young Jeezy and Lil Wayne beats. And just like, you know, trapped out fucking Gucci Man, you know, mixtape production that you finding on shit. Like that's what I was, you know.
This is sounding like those like Tall T and Dickie days.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely rapping on all that type of shit.
And hold on real quick. Don't get it twisted. I also had Tall T's and Dickies on it. All right? Yeah. Don't get it twisted.
You know what I mean? But I'm so like I like so much different types of music, dog, that you know, that all of it influenced me. You know what I'm saying? From the Drake shit, you know, Drake or you know, Jeezy or Lil Wayne or whoever, you know, you want to say those type of guys, but also you know, incredibly influenced by MF Doom, you know, R.I.P. MF Doom.
Man, rest in peace, Doom, one more time, man. I still can't get over that shit.
Yeah, that was a legend. You know, he was one of my biggest influences in music. That, like, I would say between MF Doom and like Biggie, like, and Jay-Z, those like 3 guys.
That's a good trio to have right there. Because like I feel like Doom showed people ultimately that like, fuck what the standard is. Like, I'll set my own standard. Yeah. That's what I liked about Doom. Biggie obviously was just like one of the pioneers of what hip hop has become.
Right.
You know, and then Hove is the GOAT. Yeah, literally. And speaking of Hove, right, when you listen to Before the Encore, now you're laughing now because you knew we were going to talk about it. Right. You kind of got Hove laced all around the project.
Yeah.
All right. So talk to me. What went into that as far as like the whole Jay-Z idea?
It kind of came from like we was talking earlier, you know what I'm saying? My man G was in the studio and I was recording a song from Escape.
Yeah.
And he said in the background, like, nigga think he hold you. Nigga think he hold you.
That nigga was snapping like, he went in there and made a song and like,
man, grab the mic. I told you you're gonna need the mic. That's why I hooked you up with one.
Yeah.
Nah, he went in there and he was rapping like, I'm like, bruh, that pitch sounds just like Hove. I'm like, this nigga think he Hove.
Oh man,
and it was funny because.
Well, I don't know why it's not going in on the mic. I don't know. I guess I didn't hook it in properly.
That's cool. Y'all can hear me. They can hear me.
Yeah.
Nah, that shit was super funny. We were making like Jay-Z jokes too. Like,
yeah.
It was like, yo, Jay-Z gonna call you. Like, that's what the project was gonna be called.
Yeah.
That Jay-Z, a call with Jay-Z, right?
Yeah. Jay-Z called me.
Yeah, Jay-Z called me. I mean, it's dope though, cause like you put everything from, it sounds like right before Reasonable Doubt came out.
Yeah, I did. Like, I wanted to kind of show that everybody starts from somewhere.
Yeah.
Even the great, you know, started at a certain point where they having to do the, you know, hey, Reasonable Doubt coming out, you know what I'm saying? And he's doing it and people don't know that this is like going to be a classic hip hop album.
Yeah.
This is literally going to like
who would ever, I don't think anybody thinks like, oh, in this moment 20, 30 years from now, like people are going to still be listening to this on a daily rotation.
Right. You know, and you got to hear kind of like Jay at that time, which this is not the billionaire Jay. This is Jay trying to make it in the
like
rap,
fresh off the streets. Like I believe in me because no label will take me, Jay.
Exactly. You know, and I felt that, like I felt that energy, you know what I'm saying? Because I felt the same way, you know what I'm saying? Like I believe in what I'm doing, even if, you know, I'm not signed or anything like that. And just remember Jay-Z started somewhere too. So who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like you never know where this goes from here at that point after putting that project out. So it was kind of using those interviews to kind of tell my story at the same time too. If people listen to the excerpts, the sound bites that I took, because I went through a lot of interviews to
I could tell, man, pieces. Honestly. I could really tell. Like there's so many different bits that I could recall from certain videos I've seen.
Yeah. So it was, like I said, it was telling that story, you know what I mean? It was helping kind of tell the story. And even to the point where Exodus, like the last track on Before the Encore, that was taken from a newer Jay-Z interview, but it was Jay talking about, what are some of the things that he, loved so much about the game, and was talking about the relationships. It was talking about his friends. It was talking about the people, and that's how I feel. Even at this point, like I met so many good people from doing music. You know what I'm saying? More than just people I grew up with. But for me, I'm talking about way outside of that. Like people that I met from grinding and doing this music shit. These like my best friends now. You know what I'm saying? G. You know what I'm saying? Like since like we grew up together. But like just from grinding and doing this music shit for such a long time, it's like, it's one of my best friends. You know what I mean? Like, and you can't make those relationships.
He's happy as shit right now.
Okay, you know what I mean?
I'm that nigga conscious.
Yeah. I feel like you bring the personality out of him. Like you like the hat.
It's funny as fuck, but he just be like so humble that he don't fucking. You know what I mean? That's why, I said, I bring all the vices. Like,
I feel like you the J to his Silent Bob, if I'm being real.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I feel like it's a good way to put it. But no, it's dope that you say it like that, man. Because honestly, like, I feel like I have certain relationships with people that I think to myself, like, damn, like, what really connected us was, like, our love of music. And, like, that's such a dope thing because, like, if there's one thing I think every single person through today can agree on is that music is, like, the universal language.
Absolutely.
Like, there's no doubt about that. Like, the one thing, like, You'll find all kinds of people at one kind of concert. Like I know plenty of people that would go to a Jay-Z concert that some would vote this way, some would vote that way, or feel this way about one situation in that way.
Exactly.
Like that's the one thing I love about music, and I feel like if everybody kind of like took that artistic approach and like thought to themselves like, well, how can we create the reality that we're looking to do rather than like I have to react versus like create. Like we have to build, we have to structure these things.
I mean, and it comes from the artists. I think artists, we shape the world. Like artists shape the world, and I'm not just talking about music artists. Like if you paint, whatever, art shapes the world. Art is something that people can connect on so many different levels from like so many different walks of life. Like you said, just going to a hip hop show, you go see all different types of people there. That from all different walks of life. Some rich, some poor, some this, some that. But they connect in here. It's like centralized all around this one. Either song, this person, and I'm like, that's power right there.
Yep.
You got, some of the most quote unquote powerful people in the world want to try and unite people, and they just can't do it. But fucking.
But you play one song and everybody's singing the same song.
Play so icy.
Yeah, that frequency. Like everybody gets tuned right in like that, and it's all good. Like literally, like. I can't even tell you how many stories of like people that just showed love at concerts. Like
for sure.
If I dropped like a $20 bill, like there's been people that would just give that kind of shit back to me.
Yeah.
Like there's all kinds of love at a concert. It don't matter what your creed.
It's a ritual.
Yeah.
It's a ritual happening. You know what I mean? Like we kind of like it's a ritual, man. It's a ritual, dog. Like when music is playing, we all kind of tapping into the same energy. Like you said, frequency. We on the same vibration at that that particular time. So when the song's playing and it's just that record, when you play a certain record, it give you goosebumps. It just make you feel, the power of the song. Exactly. Imagine everybody doing that, everybody feeling that same way at the same time. And that's energy right there. That's power. So that shit is fire. Yeah, nah, for real.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I miss performing, man. Like I miss performing because of that. Like, you have certain shows and it's, it was like certain records in particular. I haven't got to perform none of my new music, so I don't know how that.
Yeah, what the reaction actually is face to face.
But like before, when I was performing like records, like man, G Code, I would say for one, like when I would perform that record, sometimes it just people would turn up. So the energy is so crazy that you just. It's a high. You know what I mean? Like it's
the adrenaline really hits you and everything.
Yeah, man, it's fucking that shit. I love that shit.
Well, speaking of adrenaline and everything like that, the next track I'm gonna play is pretty much the single of what you've been putting out with the new video and everything. Lyrical Miracle. Shout out Ja Rule.
Yeah, shout out to Ja.
That boy got the eye for the vision behind the camera and all. You be working with dope videographers. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit, but y'all tune on in this next track, Lyrical Miracle by Jay Nix off of Before the Encore.
Rappity rap, bitch. Run low, man. For all the years
years I ain't have it, I bought with extra credit. This rap shit is a fetish, you whack nigga, forget it. The fat kid been neglected, I think I need attention. Like a teacher where we give extensions, like a preacher where we give repentance. You know the God is spitting, and real niggas know the odds against them. I pay my dues and then some, that's why we buck the system. I never let them get close before the social distance. I'm coast to coast like an industry mixer. I never fuck with niggas who boast for bitches and pillow talk in the form of snitching. I learned my lessons from real niggas who count their blessings. I was freestyling when you was testing. Each word is like an artist sketching. Orthodox Christian, do this shit religiously. You niggas kids to me, so really I could never hate. You niggas featherweight. Horror movie and I'm Leatherface. Nothing but trouble, word to Chevy Chase. So watch me elevate and levitate. What's around me like I'm Dr. Strange? Something strange, grown men all about fun and games. We like Static and Pain, we doing major things, nigga. Hey. This is for my niggas on the east side, yeah. This is for my niggas on the south side, yeah. Northwest, nigga, what we bout, right? Worldwide, bitches say we do it, man, yeah.
I'm gonna give him like another twofer. It's like a two for. I don't know how to properly word it, but this next track is In My Lifetime / Rock Nation. I'm gonna let both sides ride.
They say I look like my pops, my mom's raised me. Shed tears of joy for all my babies. My life been crazy, the shit been getting hazy. Nigga talk that shit gon' have to fade me. I'm just half man, half amazing. Nowadays hot temper into guns blazing. My baby mothers about me say the same things. I guess it must be true. Hit the stage and I rock it like a Motley Crue. This ain't my destination, I'm just stopping through. Good with the rhyme schemes like I'm Dr. Seuss. I need my bills all blue in a thick masseuse. Stat doctor, act proper. For the Mac, got a gap pop ya. I'm the showstopper. Niggas tricking for hoes, I call them globetrotters. That's why you're getting exposed, you got whole problems. Ay. And to me, they ain't no problem. Pippin' on wax, spitting all facts. My flow a bomb, a fentanyl and crack. Don't be alarmed, the big dog is back, nigga.
A lot of people can spit, you can put words together, and it all sounds good. You know what I'm saying? You got the whole dictionary, you can do whatever you want. But when someone's rapping and you start to feel what the same thing they was going through is some of the things I went through, and you feel their story. It was basically a story that I felt ahead of their time.
Money on my mind and patiently been waiting. So much crack in the city, it's Rock Nation. Couple bros stuffed in the can like Card Nation. Filthy, the game is dirty, called sanitation. A little birdie told me what y'all niggas really making. Say it's not a game, but homie, your PlayStation. Niggas like me out the ooze, a mutation. Never will I argue with fools or elder statesmen. Pat Riley with the heat, I go Dan Marley. High-handed, never been reprimanded. Watch a nigga run 100 up like Barry Sanders. Drop the house on your bitch and say you're not in Kansas. Been the hardest nigga spitting since I was in Pampers. Paul Pierce AI, the truth and answer. Niggas don't want the smoke, they fighting cancer. And you ain't bout shit like George Costanza. Gotta keep something thick when I write my stanza. She watch my dick more times than a Black Panther. 4-5 lean your click like a dirty Fanta. Homie, watch the slander, don't make me take a gander. Saint Nick's not Santa, no Prancer. Got hoes in Atlanta, panda, yeah.
It wasn't really hard for me to, create raps. It wasn't hard for me to write rhymes and things like that. This is when I used to write, like, my earliest days, I used to write every day. Every single day, in the kitchen, banging on the table. My mom's like,
Yeah, I love that track. But what did George Costanza ever do to you? That's buddy from Seinfeld, right?
Yeah.
You just needed something to rhyme with it? No, I'm fucking with you.
Nah, George Costanza, like, cause what I said, I need something there.
You ain't.
Right?
I think you said you ain't about shit like George Costanza, something like that. Yeah, like just you saw.
George Costanza, I'm a Seinfeld fan, and George Costanza, he lazy, he ain't about shit.
Yeah,
like them not about shit, homeboy, like that's hanging around doing nothing. It's just like always got some silly ass shit. He's coming. He like the butt of every joke. You know what I mean? Like, nah, it was funny.
Yeah, no, I like that track. I feel like that showed the punchline side to you and the right side, but then like the first one, in my lifetime, like that was a little more in depth.
Yeah.
What made you choose to balance the two together?
Like I said, I just love showing that duality because that's who I am, really. You know what I mean? And I mean, I could switch a lot, dog. Like I could be like,
can make any song. But he really got a villain side. So like when he rap like that on the second song, it's like, yo, let me tell y'all niggas something.
Well, I think that's what both the projects ultimately say too. Like that duality is really there. I feel like a lot of people have multiple sides to them, obviously, and a lot of people aren't willing to like be in tune with that.
Embrace it.
Like even for myself, like I feel like there's the professional side of me, and then the people I'm closest with, they know a more like fun-loving side, more like let loose side of me.
Right.
And I feel like your music shows that ultimately for yourself as well, as that like like I'm this man, but I'm also this person, that is maybe still figuring things out. So I may have a little bit of a more bite to my reaction to an extent.
Exactly. And like you said, everybody can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Like life is so layered, man. There's so many layers to a person. There's so many layers to life. And I didn't want to get into not showing that in my music. And I feel like I got more comfortable with that in comparison to like the J Nix now and to before. I got more comfortable with showing that the multiple layers, the kind of telling my story more, being a lot more vulnerable in the music. I wasn't as vulnerable before. Like when we look at records like Love Is Love and Exodus, and even in my lifetime, and to an extent, you get to see more of that vulnerable side. But then there's the other records like Rock Nation, and where it's like I'm just it's a statement, like I'm standing on like, yo, I'll fucking rip anybody right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
literally.
Like that's.
I mean, even like with like Exit Plan, like and Kids Are Sleeping is kind of like that, and that's why I love about those kinds is because I know you to be a very strong lyricist, right? And it's like, although like you humbly could be a strong lyricist, right? Like I do like to see that side of artists to where they could, bite right back, because that's kind of like how Hove is.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you won't mess with Hove because he's going to make a song, about maybe his relationship problems, but then you say one wrong thing, he's going to be right down your throat and remind you exactly who he is. Like the man shot his fucking brother. Like, like when you think about like all the shit Hove's done, like this is a man like, he still has that same mentality from when you hear those interviews that you have pieced together in the project.
Right, for sure.
And like I feel like that side of you is you keeping to your roots.
Yeah, for sure. It's gotta be that. You know what I mean? It's gotta
definitely want to rap. He want to like Jay-Z want to battle rap, but you be watching battle rap.
Yeah,
but it's just like he knows like he's still a fan of that shit. But it's
you gotta
like,
stay rooted to the to the like the underground shit. You know what I mean? Because like people say underground, but underground really just stands for the real shit. Like the shit that's the ground level.
The free speakers.
Yeah, the free speakers, the free thinkers, you know what I'm saying? Once you get to certain levels, you gotta be a little more politically correct. You gotta do this a certain way or whatever. But the ground level is like fuck all of that. It's just me and you right here. It's just, me and the beat, me and, whether you battling or, creating music. And I'm I stay connected to that, you know what I'm saying? I could never I ain't gonna say I could never see myself as that, but I always gotta stay tuned to the underground because that's where you get the real shit at. You know what I mean? Like if I ain't getting the real shit, then I don't want it.
Yeah, because I always felt that way, even like about like college sports.
Yeah, for sure.
Like when you watch college sports, like these are kids that they got a lot on the line. Like one injury can ruin their entire future that they just planned for like the last 18 years.
Sure.
Like, and I like that because I always wish that like the professional sports were more like that, because you get better games out of college games. If you ask me, like when you look at college football, there's games that, the total scores like over like 120 sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I love that kind of shit, that nitty gritty shit. And like, I like that you're saying that because it just keeps to the idea that you like to be simple. You're a simple man. Like you'd be okay with a 1-story house as long as it's built the way you envisioned it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be, as long as it's what I want, then I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
It don't gotta be, oh, this is what everybody's gonna look at and be amazed at. You know what I'm saying? It's about what I want at the end of the day, because I gotta live with it. It don't make sense to live for other people. It really doesn't. When you think about it, it just doesn't make sense.
You can't live by their rules, their standards. The way someone else lived is definitely not the way you may be living.
Exactly.
And I think like people around our age, our generation, like we grew up with parents that ultimately like told us like, yeah, you got to go to school, you got to go to college, you got to get out, and you're gonna get a career. Like, and that's it.
Right.
You know, it was literally A, B, C, and like there's no D, E, F, you know, and the rest of the alphabet at that point. And like now we're having everybody go through the other 23 letters, and it's like, well, you know, our parents are like mind blown at even trying to deal with the situations.
Right. Because you can do anything now. You know, we living in a, you know, we talked about a lot of the bad shit that's going on, but in another sense, we live in a time where you can be whoever the fuck you want to be. You can do whatever you want. There's no rules to nothing. You know, even with music, you know, the Grammys is changing. You know,
record labels are looking like shit every day.
Well, they're changing. It's changing to, you know, online distributors and things like that. There's no, you can get yourself hot with your team. You know what I mean? Y'all do the right things. You know, and we're in the age of choice. You know, as people, we have so much choice. You know, you don't gotta listen to this. I don't gotta listen to what the radio play. I don't even listen to fucking radio, you know? So you don't gotta listen to what the radio play. You don't gotta watch what just comes on cable. You can watch wherever the fuck you want. You can go on YouTube, you can go to Netflix, Hulu, whatever the fuck so you have so much choice that, you know, who don't like choice?
Yeah. It's always good to have options. Like I will say, like a close person to me once said, you know, that's why God has vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. You have your options available. Like if you know vanilla didn't work for you, maybe chocolate. If chocolate didn't work, then strawberry might work. If not, there's mint chocolate chip. And fuck everybody who don't like mint chocolate chip. That's my shit.
Get the Neapolitan with the the chocolate, strawberry.
Exactly,
and
right.
You know
maybe you want a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
you know, and some people are like that, and I think everybody should respect that. You know, like no matter what the person chooses at that point. And if somebody can't figure it out, you know, be kind, help them figure it out. Like that's what I'm saying. Like how you're saying, like there's still some good to look at. It's the idea that like we are now back at the wet cement idea of like what this country is going to become for pretty much what's going to be the next 100, 200 years, if you ask me. You know, like our generation is actually starting to take in like that. That's something I can respect that you feel that way. But let's jump on into another track.
Yeah.
All right, let's give the people what they want. They came for some music. So this next track features our friend over here, Gutta.
Oh yeah.
All right, this is Unsober Thought / God MCs. I solely put this on you because you were on it, Gutta.
Hey. Van Gogh. Picasso. Hello, man. Write my way to $1 million, fuck it. I don't care if it takes me $1 million, fuck it. First job I worked at a Publix. Met a girl the next day, then I quit that shit. It's funny, that's how my life been ever since. And crazy thing about it, my mind more devilish. Hellish ways can't help the things that I seen. Remember first grade, seen a grown man split his whole brain. First time I seen that many blood stains. Please believe me, the blood stains like memories of bad dreams and bad things. I'm dreaming of black queens. For rap I'm a crack fiend that make me do bad things. I need $1 million in the stash clean. The crib for the family off the coast of the Andes. Nigga, that's San Martin.
San Martin.
In Los Andes. Be exact.
Yo, here we are.
Off the coast of Argentina.
This nigga think he hold y'all.
Let me hit that back one time.
We're sipping wine.
Yeah.
We're sipping wine on that.
We about to go into the next track, but no, I feel why he said that.
Rap my way out of poverty, say my flow is a novelty, but it's more like anomalies to the God MCs. Why they call me OG? Must because I'm fatherly, and obviously you niggas still need coddling. Niggas gossiping. Guess I got more students than the college team. Politicians serving policies. And real niggas more rare than apostrophes. I've been fasting, working on autophagy. The water Fiji. Tell her bring offerings. For my philosophies, call me Black Socrates. For my philosophies, call me Black Socrates. Rap my way out of poverty, say my flow is a novelty, but it's more like anomalies to the God MCs.
Simple ending.
Yeah.
I like that. Shout out to Gutta.
Yeah.
How? I mean, be honest. How hype was he to actually be like, all right, I got you. I'll say it.
Yeah. Well, he the thing about it, it happened so natural.
I felt like it did. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like he had already said it to you, or like you just kind of caught it in the moment, one or the other.
Well, where we were recording at, like he was in the booth, basically.
Oh,
with me.
okay.
So it was like he said it, and it just came on the record.
And it was as clear as that, like
yeah,
that?
Yeah. Behold, y'all, yeah. And then engineering magic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brought it out, but it was like, he put it right then and there. That shit was
Shit was hilarious.
Yeah,
When I heard it, I was like, wait a second. I was like, that's kinda what the
That track is what set off before the encore. I don't know if that was one of the last tracks we did, but the idea for what
I think it was like the second to last one on the project. Or like third to last.
We recorded it towards the end. Like we recorded towards the end.
Oh, so not only was it actually a part of the end of the project, you actually literally recorded
it towards the end, and then from there we started bouncing the Jay-Z Call Me idea, which turned into before the encore.
Okay. Well, damn. That's a whole lot of music, and we didn't even cover the entirety of the projects. I almost was about to be like, fuck it, we just about to have a listening party.
All right.
But talk to me, man. 2021.
Yeah.
What's coming up for Jay Nix in 2021? Because we asked you that at the top of 2020, right?
Yeah. I mean, I got another project that I'm working on right now. It's called Rain. It's entirely produced by Trox. Shout out Trox,
man.
He
produced like part of Before the Encore or all of Before the Encore?
No, he produced Lyrical Miracle on Before the Encore, and he produced Spin the Cheese on Before the Encore. And we just end up linking up, and that kind of, it's like everything spawned something else. Like when we worked on Lyrical Miracle and Spin the Cheese, those came out so good. It was like, yo, let's just fucking do a whole project together.
Yeah,
you know what
it'd
I mean?
be like that.
Yeah, it just spawned the next thing. And this next project, I think it's a good mixture of both projects. I think it's a mixture of Escape and Before the Encore in a sense, but it's a lot more introspective. Like a lot more of the records, like Love is Love and Exodus that people like. There's a lot more of that on this next project. Right?
Yeah,
it's a lot more introspective. It's gonna be, I'm gonna have features on there. Like I have no features on the last 3 projects I put out, Audio Mono.
I was going to say the last few.
Yeah, I didn't have any features on it, but the next project is going to have some features. Some people going to be on there, you know what I mean? So
yeah, keep your eye out.
Keep
your eye out, man. Like, he was hinting at me some stuff. I was just like, yo, Nick, stop playing right now.
Nah, I mean, once we get off air, I'm going to play you some shit, too.
Oh, my God. Yo, you're spoiling me right now, bro. Come on, man. Shit. Christmas passed. Damn.
Yeah, I'm going to play some shit.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I like that idea, man.
Yeah, nah.
The perks of being the host.
But this year, man, definitely a lot more visuals, you know what I'm saying? Because I really didn't drop a lot of videos last year. Even though I know a lot of dope people, visual artists.
Yeah, COVID made it difficult.
It wasn't necessarily COVID. It's just I kind of was doing, I feel like so much recording and like just going from project to project.
Outpouring yourself.
Yeah, I wasn't even really thinking too much about visuals, but definitely going to drop a lot more visuals this year. Yeah, got some visuals coming from Before the Encore, some more coming. Like I said, I'm definitely going to be working on that short film for Escape as well. Just kind of got to get some of the details together, but that's going to be something else that I'm working on. And this next project, Rain, which I think is some of my best work, but I say that about every project I'm about to drop.
He says I say that about every project.
You know what I mean? I feel like my most recent is always my best because I consider myself somebody that always trying to get better, actively trying to become a better, when it comes to music at least, better writer, better, performer, etc. So definitely going to be doing some performances this year too. Like once, we can kind of clear to see what everything goes with COVID and things like that. Definitely going to do some shows. I miss performing, and I really want to get to see the reaction of people when I'm performing this new music. And yeah, shit, hella music, dog. Hella music, bro. I got so much shit in the stash, and it's like I still keep making shit.
Yeah, that fire just keep dropping.
I still keep making shit.
You already know I'm excited for it, bro. I'm excited to just step outside right now and be able to hear what you got in the vault right now, because I know it's some fire for real.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
But y'all make sure you go stream that Escape. Go stream that Before the Encore. They're out now on all streaming platforms.
Yes.
shout out to you, bro. Shout out Jay Nix.
Yeah.
Y'all go follow him at Ride Low Main.
Yes, Ride Low Man. That's on Ride Low Man, Instagram, Twitter, fucking shit, all that shit.
Everywhere pretty much now.
Yeah, everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm on Clubhouse too.
Clubhouse is lit now.
I'm on Clubhouse. Ride Low Man.
But yeah, y'all go follow the man himself. Go stream the projects. We appreciate all y'all tuning on in, man. Honestly, like it's a bunch of love. I know craziness just kicked off the year, but I'm still wishing y'all have a better year, and you know that everything is on the uprise for yourself and everything around you. Nothing but peace, love, and positivity. Y'all go make sure that you follow us on all social media, on YouTube, all podcast, platforms, all that stuff. Emano Talk at Emano Talk. Yeah. All caps usually, and like everywhere I try to put, but
Word to MF Doom, all caps.
All caps, man. Once again, rest in peace, Doom,
yeah.
man. For real, all caps. The man himself influencing people once again.
Yeah, for real.
But for real, y'all go follow, tune in. This episode aired live on Instagram, Twitter. We're starting to branch out. We're figuring out things. It's gonna be on YouTube. Hopefully tomorrow. We're also gonna have it out on all podcast platforms tomorrow. So go subscribe, go like, go enjoy that. But we got one last track for you guys as we sign off, and my exit starts here with Exodus. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all tune on in. This is Exodus by Jay Nix off of Before the Encore. Much love, peace. We'll catch y'all Sunday. We're gonna be live with the Southside Dodgers. Much love, y'all. Peace.
Rollo, man. Yeah. Up in the morning, seeing dreams, man, just dreams. Hey, the purest thoughts. Let me share my bars with you, reveal my cards to you. Let me open my heart as I share my scar tissue. Let me tear myself apart from all issues. A new beginning, my exodus starts with you. Had to learn a lot of lessons at an early age. Seen a few adolescents meet an early grave. Mama told me up in heaven all the streets was paved, and made sure we prayed, even till this day. Now I'm looking as that man who done lost his way. Was he led astray? What is there to say? My hopes and dreams already flew away, and I'm just working off memory. I've been getting too jittery.